Hello people, so I'm doing this video now because that way everybody can try to connect the dots, because usually on this scenario here I do the videos on a formal, right, and a suit and tie. So this is wearing one of my sporty looks. It's the same person, I'm the same person, okay? Because sometimes I do change a lot on the as if I were an actor, but I am a salesman, okay? And I do produce a lot of things I sell, but most of my time I spend it selling and getting payments, so collections. That's the look. That's been really tough the past few years, and the past few a lot of years. I would say like for 10 years it's been really crazy, the payment things. Uh, I am trying to hire bankers to work since 2011. So it's 5 years, people interviewing bankers. Attorneys, I would say, would be the second. It's also difficult to find attorneys to work, but bankers really hard, okay? Bankers are really hard, but they both are kind of connected, okay? I believe it's because of the neoliberalism. The countries I work, where I'm based, especially America and Argentina, both are very liberal. So the state is very small. It's a very small state. Some people may believe Argentina has a large state, but it does not. Uh, the issue in Argentina is because of the religion. Messianic Judaism is very popular in Argentina, same as Brazil, California, Miami, which is a variation of Jewish religion, but it's one of the different, I don't know what terms of terminology, like you have on Christianity, you have Catholics, Evangelic, Mormons, Protestants, and the Jewish people, they do have the Orthodox, the Messianics, the practicing, non-practicing, the Ashkenazis, the Sephardis, the rich Jewish people, poor Jewish people. They're harshly split, so it's a very large community as well. In the case of South America, same as California and Miami, it's the Messianics. They're very popular. Messianic Judaism is it's a religion that they it's bipolar. They're bipolar by nature. If you interpret it on a European point of view, which is my point of view, okay, it's something that there is a superficial, like a facade, and then you have the concrete, and usually they're antagonic. So it's some sort of a box of surprise every time you talk to a messianic person. It's some sort, you need to make questions. When I talk to messianic Jewish people, I talk to them with some sort of an interview, trying to decode what is the case scenario, trying to combine the facade and the contents, okay? Very common. Argentina, Brazil, Puerto Rico, Miami, California. It's a religion that has about 500 years, and it was created after the Inquisition in Spain and in Portugal. And most of them, in the case of Latin America, they try to follow European looks and culture, but superficial. The one who goes into the real deal, it's Jewish. And then they're all the same, Orthodox or now. When you really as a person, the difficulty with the Messianics is the looks. They put a lot of efforts in the appearance, in this wall of appearance. But then going back to Argentina, yes, Argentina is liberal when you go to the real deal, but they have a very thick facade that makes you believe that Argentina is very bureaucratic. It's like Europe. Europe is really bureaucratic, but for real, okay? And then Argentina, it's not. So that's kind of the comparison. They say, but how come Argentina is liberal? Yes, it's liberal as well. But what does that mean? The state has very little power, and that's when I go back to the bankers. How come you try to hire a banker in America or in Argentina? Good luck with that. I'm here, okay? I did not know. I wish I knew. I'm sharing to everyone this knowledge. It's 30 years of the internet, so everybody knows everything right now. Like about the artificial intelligence, okay? Now everybody knows everything, but 30 years ago was difficult to really have access. Like, it was about more romantic lifestyle. I prefer life in the past, but we have this big brainstorm we've been through for this past like 20 years, I would say, with all this internet all over the place. Thanks to Guillermo Marconi O'Brien, the person who founded the internet 120 years ago, I guess, was 1890s. He was an Italian man married to an Irish girl, and they created the Wi-Fi, the radio transmissions, and all this world of the telecommunications we live now. They were from Bologna in northern Italy, but the family, most of their family were from, I think it's Scotland and Ireland. And then so they had this communications with Scotland, Ireland, and northern Italy. It's a very interesting the story. They both are buried in Rome, in a cemetery there in Rome. So anyway, 120 years later, here we are, you know. But anyway, bring civilization back, trusts. There's a lot of things. They're getting more intense, and then the thing is that usually the big picture is you try to go into new ventures, but as the foundations are still not properly working, we end up back to the beginning. It's like, I know, you know, case L160, L60015. I'll say it this way because when I say L600, sometimes there's a different number there. It's like L6 on the subtitles. So it's L600 slash 15. So that's 10 years, because that case started in 2016. But there was still negotiations now with the Embassy of Brazil in the Netherlands. I had an interaction with their commercial department. They are answering because the situation with Brazil became more intense now, internationally speaking, because Brazil now is not only under the US USTR 301 section of the White House on the Trade Commission there, but now it's also being accused of terrorism. So I understand by what I have been reading that Brazil is being already in process of being inserted in the OFAC list. OFAC is Organization for the Assets, Foreign Assets. It's an institution in the United States that manages conflictive countries that they threaten the free world. Okay, so which is most of the planet we live is free, in my personal opinion, but there are some specific countries that are very troublemakers, that they cause a lot of problems. Those ideas, which are North Korea, Cuba, Iran, Libya, I think Sudan, South Sudan, and now Brazil. Unfortunately, Brazil, it goes connected with the Messianic Judaism, okay? Because it's a lot of appearances, but it's going to be about the real Brazil. Besides the, okay, let's leave the appearances on the side. Okay, what we're dealing with, and then we're dealing with Comando Vermelho. Comando Vermelho is a very dangerous criminal organization that operates all across Brazil, and it's a very large no-go zones, you know, and with so many years of Messianic Judaism, the situation only got worse, and now Brazil is associated very, you know, like, so anyway, that connects with my issues in Brazil, because I have a case L60015 against Agropar and Molinos Rice. That's about $38 million indemnization. In my personal calculations, what I suggest to settle down that situation. And the other one, which is the L810/18 against the Slate business there, Ardores de Figueiredo Almeida. It's been disputed for 8 years, I'm 8. And that one's about $14 million. And then waiting, you know, waiting for the authorities, you know. So I mailed all the paperwork once again to the European Union Parliament, you know, some key people there. Also in the United States, I'll file that, because in the United States you have some online forms there that you fill it up with the CIA, FBI, and all that. So antitrust fund as well, so USTR. So I keep copying it. At some point there will be some solution organized. But anyway, that'll be some of the hot topics right now on all this. But there is more, okay? Well, anyway, this is just a quick updates on all the issues here, and I'm still here on the same, only one piece, as they say in Ireland. Okay, you know, only one piece. Now 50 years old now. It was my birthday a couple days ago. When some people search my name online, they'll see that there's Italian. I do Italian celebrations because I am an Italian citizen. I'm Italian, and it's the birthday of the Republic of Italy, same birthday as myself. So the Republic of Italy was 80 years old. I was 50 years old on June 2nd, and also the Jubilee of the monarch there in London also. June 2nd, so that's when I was born. And but anyway, people, so greetings from Argentina, same place, same spot for 5 years now, or 6 maybe. Okay, time runs fast. Okay, but I try not to change, you know. I think I'm heading back to Ireland younger Then I left, hopefully, okay? So anyway, tchau if you speak Irish, see you later if you speak English, hasta pronto, hasta luego, se hablas español, salute a tutti, se parla italiano, salut a toda la gente, se vous parlez français, e saudações para todo mundo se você fala português. Falou? Até mais, tchau, tchau.